level 6, so that I can be horrified and you guys can feel epic, at least for the moment.
An extra hit die.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Okay. First, I got "You're a Bitch."
Oh, I'm sorry. The dreaded "You're a Bitch" from the Bard class. Yes, I forgot about that.
Hey,
Vicious
don't make-
Mockery just got upgraded, is what he's saying.
Yes, the salt comes with the extra level. No, I got a couple spell slots and additional magic secrets that I pulled a couple, hopefully nasty surprises for Tom with.
Okay. All right. Cool. Are the secrets you said are spells that you get to pick from like any other class, right?
Yeah, they could be guidance from a cleric class. It could be magic missile. It could be anything wild shape.
Very cool. I have never played a bard in 5th edition, but that is a very cool aspect. So neat. All right. Anything else that happens that you're like super pumped about, or is that the extent of 6?
No, my entire presentation surrounded "You're a Bitch."
Well, I mean,
once we got past that, I was improvising.
Well, here's the thing, centralized point, that's good. You want to make sure you get some repetition in there, like bring it back. Always make it cyclical, so end with "You're a Bitch," and then that way the point is driven home. But
okay,
all right,
bitch.
see, there you go. Much better. Round of applause for that. All right, who wants to go next?
Like I said, there's nothing to report.
So a level 6 fighter doesn't get anything new?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I have not played just a straight up fighter. I've only multi-class fighters in 5th edition, so I can't remember what this 6th level did.
You don't get an ASI or feat?
Nope.
Well, that's fine. It gives me another level to try to kill you before you get to 7. Then, do you get does 6 give you access to any more superiority things?
Nope, that comes next level.
Next level. Okay, I knew that was somewhere in there. So okay, cool. All right. Well, that was a little lackluster after the "You're a Bitch" presentation, but okay. Who wants to go next?
Forget, "You're a Bitch."
Oh, now we're just copycatting. Come on, you got to do something better than that. But all right, who wants to go next?
My druid gets her attacks in wild shape are now magical attacks.
Ooh, that's dumb, and I don't like that at all. Any other like craziness from the druid?
I can shape shift into a challenge rating of a creature challenge rating of 2 and lower.
Are you still only medium and smaller, or like what's your restrictions for shapeshifting?
It didn't. I can't fly. That's the only restriction.
Oh, really? So if there's a challenge rating 2 large or huge or whatever creature, you could do that?
Yep.
Wow. Cool.
Wow.
And you have not wound up with like a polymorph spell or anything yet,
No.
Correct? All right, good. I've got time to kill you then. All right, awesome. All right, that I think unless you got more to throw out there, I think that leaves our friendly neighborhood paladin.
What does the paladin say?
So I just have a question. Why can't you choose anything that flies?
Because it says I can't in the book.
That's weird.
Because those are the rules.
Yeah, I was just curious, like what that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Because
so
balance.
Fourth level,
Right.
It still says no flying speed. I think I don't fly until 8th level or something around that.
All right, that was just interesting that it really pointed that out. So I now have an aura around me that goes out 10 feet, and if you are within that aura, you have a +3 to your saves.
Oh, nice. So this is an aura that benefits allies.
Yes.
Okay, I was
All the
thinking.
time?
Yes, as long as you're within 10 feet of me, and I might have to be, like, conscious or aware or whatever it is, but, you know, that sort of thing. As long as I'm
I
out
just
there
I want to
helping out.
establish. Yes, you need to be conscious because
Well,
otherwise,
you know.
if your character dies, I don't want an adventuring party that's carrying around a corpse that's still emitting this benefit. I'm just
Well,
saying that right now.
So,
I mean,
Why
so
is
the
it-
thing is with Yada, the only reason she has this is so that we can help make her look good.
It's fair. That's fair.
Oh,
that's that you know, that's a fair point. Yeah.
I don't know. She's doing pretty good on her own. Looking good.
Somebody starts playing Careless Whispers. As that happens,
I
Kevin,
present myself because I'm hurt right now.
does the aura do anything to foes, or is it just the benefit for allies?
I believe it's just the benefit. I'm actually
Okay,
trying
cool.
to find it in my stuff, but I can't find.
I know that like when you like, you know, your wings show up and other things like that. I didn't know if there was any sort of like thing that went along with that in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So that's what I figured I would ask before you go. Everybody
Yeah.
is now anti-charmed.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Just a +3 bonus to all saving throws for everyone within 10 feet.
Wow. Let's make sure you're never near anyone. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So that is level 6. And with that, unless you guys tell me that you've changed your minds and you want to go do something else, after spending a night in, is it Leomid's hut? I think it's Leomid's tiny hut. You guys emerge, you feel mightier, you feel stronger, and you are planning, at least at the end of last week, to set off towards Sunblight Citadel, which maps that you had found in either Nildar, I think it was Nildar's sort of like trove of information. It had a specific mark on the map so that you knew where you were heading towards. Is that still the plan, or have you guys changed your mind?
As far as I know, that's still the plan.
All right.
When everybody wakes up, Harvest is missing.
And the party is back to 3. All right.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
We knew it was going to happen.
All right. We'll throw out a survival check. See if I can notice anything suspicious or anything.
Harvest, have you turned into a cold light walker, or what happened?
No. I was just fucking around. I'm here. I'm a elf.
You're just hiding behind the other side of like the hut, so everybody comes outside and they're like, "Shit, where is she?" And you're like, "Just fooling. I'm
Yeah.
here."
It's
Whatever.
just messing.
Wait, did we end the last session with taking a rest or no?
Yeah.
Yes. No, you did. You did. So on your character sheet, give yourself a long rest. You are back up to full. Whatever new hit points that you've garnered from leveling up, you've gotten those back. I don't think anybody has any conditions currently that need to be resolved or whatever. So I think everybody should be at max and good to go. And you're effectively here, and you're going to head here, which is about 7 miles as the crow flies, but walking through the sort of the mountains and the valleys and the troughs between the peaks through the spine of the world is probably going to take you the better part of the day. And so as you guys trudge off and start to sort of make your way towards this sort of citadel of the Dwergar, we kind of, if this was a television show, like this scene would kind of like, it would fade into the snow as you guys kind of wander off, and it would come back, and it would almost be like a preview that would start to play, where people sort of unnamed and unfaced in 10 towns are talking about like the problems and the issues that are coming to rise that beyond like this sort of permanent snow. One of them is just like, invisible enemies walk among us. We've seen their boot prints in the snow, and we know that they are Dwergar. Someone else is like, yeah. These assholes from the Underdark. They've infiltrated 10 towns in search of rare crystal known as Charladrin. And then another voice comes in, and it says, I've heard that they're seeking to build some mighty creature to bring us all down. We sort of fade, and all of a sudden there's like sort of a hushed meeting, torchlights on the side of this old wooden chamber room where like some sort of town council is meeting, and a stern-faced guard is like, our militia captured one of the Dwergar and forced it to divulge the location of their mountain stronghold. Therein you will find a Dwergar warlord named Zardok Sunblight. He aims to conquer Icewind Dale and destroy us all. For the good of 10 towns, what will we do? And all of a sudden, it cuts to the title screen of this episode, and it says Sunblight, Episode 1, ? As you guys press through the mountains, spending most of the day, as I said, working your way towards these bearings that are on the map, I would like everybody to give me a perception or survival check, whichever is higher. Wow, Rothgar, nice job. And Dolan, I mean, as always. Also, please don't make my cats throw up this week. Just saying.
I make no promise.
As you guys listen, Rothgar, if you do it, I'll have to be mad at you, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, as you guys kind of progress, like I said, like climbing mountainsides, sort of dipping through valleys, working your way towards it, you get to this one sort of large expanse where you're crossing this valley on the left side of a peak, and on the right side, maybe a mile on the other side, is this other huge mountain peak. And as you get about halfway across, most of you hear like this, like almost thunderous crack, like almost like the sound of like lightning before thunder happens. And then afterwards, it's this like low vibration and humming can be felt like almost palpably in the air. And anyone who rolled above a 10, so with the exception of Ziada, who's probably looking down as this happens, you look across and you see this like undulating wave of white, almost like crushing the waves themselves, rushing down the side of a mountain as an avalanche tears down on the opposite side of this valley, just ripping trees and rocks and everything. Fortunately, none of you were stuck in this moment. But it is a very real reminder of how devastating the landscape itself can be under these harsh climates. As you continue to press on, the day starts to fade to dusk, and dusk starts to fade to darkness. It is a clear night, and the moon starts to emerge over the peaks that surround you. Wind softens for just a moment, and beyond the snowy foothills in front of you, low-lying clouds obscure icy peaks of gargantuan size. These giant rock formations are the spine of the world. Eventually, as you press forward and continue to move to the plotted course that you have, you get above the clouds, and behind you behold a sheer mountain wall rising even higher, hundreds of feet even, than where you are. And carved high on the wall are rows of arrow slits with lights burning behind them, and clanking sounds issuing from within. The sounds of metal on metal, the forging of weapons of war. A narrow staircase hewn from the rock leads up along one side of the wall and comes to a small platform, which appears to be the only way into this stronghold. For a little extra information for a little extra information, the steps leading up to this, you are several hundred feet away from this, by the way. You are not at the base of it. You see this in the distance through the clear night. Maybe not Rothgar, who is just like has a hand on a buddy, because that's where he's at right now. The steps leading up are approximately 5 feet wide, so single file on the way up, and they climb some 150 feet up frost-covered shelf steps, switchbacking back and forth the whole way, in which they come to what looks like a portcullis you can barely make out. For some representation, let's take you to the map and show you some pictures. Oh, that's right. They're over here. I was like, I pulled the thing over so everybody can see the thing. Hold on. It's over. Right here. Let's do this. Show to everyone. Can everybody see the image?
It's low. There it is.
Yep.
So basically, that's what you see in front of you is this almost like Carador kind of like stone-faced tower that's just carved right out of the rock. And on the left side, you can see, you have to kind of squint as the snow is around you. You see this like switchbacking set of stairs that go up to the top where there is a landing. And that landing must lead to some sort of entryway. What do you guys do?
Does it look like there are obvious guards or sentries?
From where you are right now, apart from the firelight lit in the arrow slits, you cannot tell. If you want to give some perception checks, I can let you know. But just know that with the darkness and with like a fire being in the windows, it's going to be hard to be able to make anything out beyond what you see.
Rolled an 18. Do I see anybody?
Hold on, I'm waiting for everybody to roll. Hold on. Oh man, Novakri beats you out. Ziada, you're gonna. So all of you don't see anything that would give you an indication of bodies in the windows. But what I will say is that all of you, I believe at this point, have battled Duergar. In fact, I believe the first battle that you guys were all in was against Duergar. And so that you know that Duergar have an innate ability to go invisible. So there's a very real possibility that even if they are standing there, you wouldn't be able to see them.
Am I closer to the stairs or an entrance or anything?
So I'm setting you guys up that this is what you see, and like how you want to approach this, what you want to do, totally up to you. I just kind of wanted to give you the premise of what was there, and then you can kind of try to figure it out.
Yeah, so there's like, it seems like there's like stairs on the left.
Yep,
So
they switch back and forth. They kind of
Yeah,
go up like,
but,
a
like,
45.
Looking at the picture, it's like to the left of the like tower thing. So
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
head kind of there. It looks like it's in the corner. So I'm just wondering if the overhead view that I have now, if I'm heading towards that, the stairs. Like
Oh,
right
I'm sorry. So I'm gonna
there.
close out the picture I showed you guys. But basically, this. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. Sorry, I got to get on this. This represents the top of the platform right there. You guys, where I have you on the map over here, I just have you on the map so I can move you.
Okay.
I would like to engage the thought of me shape-shifting into a giant spider and just walking up the wall and not the stairs.
So you can totally engage that. I love the idea of this because this is like straight fantasy, and I fucking love it.
Okay. So
Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest idea.
Right.
I'm just saying I love it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna shapeshift into a giant spider, and I would like to walk up the segment of the wall. Do you know in the picture that you showed us, it had a central portion that was a little bit more tucked in than the left and the right portions?
Hold on. I'll pull it back up just so that we're all kind of looking at the same thing. Yep.
Yeah. So you see the left pillar that is adjacent to the stairs.
Yes.
The right side wall of that, the one that we essentially can't see, but that we know to be there.
So I'm just making sure that I have this. We're on the same page. So if we're talking about the left pillar that's kind of jutting out a little bit,
Yep.
where it wraps in and creates that sort of rabbit or that dado in that middle,
Yes.
that's where you're going. Okay. Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
So
as a spider, I'm asking this because sometimes it's dumb when it comes to creatures. As a giant spider, do you have spider climb, and does that mean that you have advantage or a positive for your climb checks, or you just can climb on any surface?
I can just yes, I do have spider climb, and I don't have to make any checks. I can just do it.
Cool. In that case, yeah. So you just basically flip everybody off with like what your fourth appendage. You're gonna have fingers at this point and just walk off, or
I'm a giant spider, so
do you say anything to anyone, or do you just turn into a spider and walk away?
I do say something. I say I don't actually know if this is true because I've never been a spider before, but can someone ride me? Because it doesn't.
So what I would say is somebody could ride you, but unless they have, they're going to have to make some dexterity checks in order to not fall off of you as you're climbing.
Okay. Then I say whoever's the lightest and the most dexterous can hitch a ride, and then I switch, and then I shapeshift into a giant spider, and I wait.
Oh, it's.
I'm just saying that this is if we were watching a movie right now, there would be so many people outraged and so many people fully bought into this movie if one of the characters just goes without talking to anybody. Who's the lightest and the fastest? Get on, and you just turn into a spider and start walking away, and other people are like, "What the fuck?" Like, that's awesome.
Yep. It's been a long night. It's been a long week, so please forgive me if I make silly decisions tonight. I'm sorry.
I love everything that's happening right now, so don't apologize to me.
All right, I'm thinking you bring up like either if you can set up a web or if you can just bring up rope. How tall is this tower?
So the platform that's to the left, which is where the ring of firelights for the arrow slits are, is approximately 150 feet up from where you're at right now.
The full top of it?
No,
just
the full one? Top. The full top of it is some like 350 feet up in the air.
Okay, how many ropes does everyone have?
Well, I don't have access to them as a spider. Just saying. You could tie a rope to me if you want.
You would have access once that rope goes around your spider torso.
We can't include my rope in this because I've already changed. So my rope is 5, so
I need at least 2 more.
I have a question. I remember rope being used at one point. Did it get cut up at all? Or is everybody's rope still intact?
My rope is intact.
Yes, but I remember rope being used in the Tourmaline mines. I remember rope being used in the East Haven witch, like the hag cauldron area. Like, does everybody still have full lengths of their rope? And if you say yes, I'll believe you. I just remember that being used, and I don't remember what happened.
I do not.
Yeah, I have mine. I haven't used mine, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have all of mine.
Okay. And again, I'm just asking, just in case that triggered a memory. That's all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I thought there was one that we had cut up, or
Yeah, that was
something
mine.
like that. But yeah. All right. Well, in that case, if Hrothgar doesn't have one, that only gets us to 300 feet. So maybe we just
Well,
tie some
so
up.
that just means that she couldn't climb all the way to the top. The area that there more than likely is an entrance in, where there's like a line of fire on the left side of the top of the stairs. That's 150 feet. So I just wanted to make that clear.
How,
When I say, sorry.
no, sorry. I was just gonna ask. How strong is your webbing?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I don't think that you guys would be able to climb my webbing because you would just get stuck in it. And it doesn't.
But if we had a checkpoint of webbing halfway up that we could climb up to, get stuck on,
Yeah.
then you climb the rest of the way,
Yeah.
and then we tear ourselves off and get on that rope.
It doesn't say anything. I have a web attack. So, the target would have to make a DC 12 strength check, but it doesn't say anything about necessarily how strong my webbing is, other than a DC.
So I would say that because your webbing has the ability to, we're metagaming a little bit on this, but because your webbing has a strength save, if somebody wanted to allow themselves to be stuck to it, they could. They could say, like, I'm not going to resist this and just get stuck to it. Just because I like where this is going.
I mean, there's also the option that I could literally just climb up to the platform wherever there may be a door and sort of seal that door.
I do have one more question. Are you already a spider and thereby can't talk to them about this, or have you not yet changed?
We've got a translator anyway, a mind translator.
Yeah. Talking to Navakri.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's cool. Oh, damn it. That's right. Novakri could do it. I just really imagine that there's
I'm
the
just
Yada and
learning
others
spider as
showing
we
rope
go.
to a giant spider, and the giant spider is like, and no one knows what's happening.
Which is honestly why Navakri should just ride with me up there, because she can continue to communicate with me, and she could probably communicate with the others on the ground.
At this point, what do you have, a 60-foot reach on
On what?
Novakri? I think.
I think it is 60, but let me double check.
Yeah, I think it's 10 per level, if I remember correctly.
I can also send a message as a spider.
But it just goes.
What's the range on message? Is that also 60?
Hold
Or
on,
is
give me
that
1 second.
longer?
I think it's significantly further.
65. I don't know.
What
I
a
don't
weird
know.
number to have chosen.
Yeah, it is 60 feet.
I can't find message. Oh, is it my wizard's phones?
As you guys are doing this and talking and trying to figure out what the best way to approach is, you hear from high above the sound of like metal and gears grinding and screeching, and you start to see from that at the very top where that sort of divot is between the two like towers that come out a little more than the rest. Sheets of ice start to slide and break off and fall and just like down below. And as that happens, these two great doors that were previously kind of hidden under the ice open up, and you just hear this like enormous growling like roar come out of it, and this like plume of fiery red, black, and purple smoke comes up and starts to rise out of it. See, somebody rolled an 18.
I know where this is going.
I just went back to
Was
see
that
what that
initiative?
was.
That was initiative.
You do not need to roll initiative. You do not need to roll initiative. Sorry. I that's almost as good as when you've rolled your last two rolls and they just come up as blank screens on my screen for a while because they're loading. And I'm like, oh, you rolled a nothing. That's fun. But yeah, so yeah, you guys just, that's what you see. You see that like this sound of like shearing metal moving and whatever. This snow and ice breaks off the top and then booms down on the ground. And then this like roar and this like plume of smoke comes out.
In relation to us, where? Or in relation to the
all the way at the top of the tower. So like that, like I can't click on the picture, but if you look at the
top,
if you look at the very top, there's like the left and the right towers, and then in the center there's kind of like a snowy mass.
Okay.
That snowy mass is where these two doors, like these two giant metal doors, slid open, and this like big huge sheet of snow and ice, like just like somebody was shoveling off the top of a roof, just came plummeting down through that center slit, and then this roar and this like plume of smoke and fire came out.
Gotcha. Almost like the top of a volcano.
I think you could make some comparisons, sure.
Okay. Oh, message is 120 feet.
Oh, nice. Still.
Just start making your way up to the stairs even, and we could just be up there first, and we can cover you as you're coming up.
Yeah, we'll actually, we can still just stay within, instead of distance up and down, we'll just stay distance, sideways. We'll be able to, keep that 60 feet even.
Can I have this image of Navakri riding a spider with a laser rifle over her head?
Hell yeah.
Shit. That's right.
You can have whatever images you want, Nabakari.
so listen, Kevin knows about a website you can go to contract artists to draw things for you, and I will split the bill of someone drawing Navakri riding a giant spider with a laser rifle, and I think that would just be like, we played Rime of the Frostmaiden, and this is something that happened in our adventure. We win. We just win. That's what that is.
This is us winning.
Oh, that's too awesome.
So however, the one thing that I will say, Dolan, before you sort of strike off to do this, and I do have a couple questions to ask and maybe some roles for everybody, is your plan to walk up that central sort of divot now that you've seen snow and ice fall down, or are you planning to maybe stick to one of the other faces?
I'm going to stick to the left tower now. The left tower face.
Okay, just like the face itself that goes up?
Correct. Directly to the right of the stairs, essentially.
Yes, okay. Makes sense to me? All right. For everybody that's not riding a giant spider and toting a laser rifle, what are you guys going to do?
I'll take the stairs. I'm trying to get some exercise.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Are you guys going to attempt to mask or stealth your way up at all? Or are you just going to trudge up what clearly is like an overseat?
Yeah, that's definitely not an option for us.
I can do.
Wait. So I will give you guys some things. So there is like a light snow that is falling that could mask you. It is nighttime. The moon is not a full moon, so there's not a lot of light.
I have to guide Hrothgar?
So there's some issues going on. Fuck. But you also get some positives for a roll of stealth.
That doesn't help.
I'm just listen, here's what I'm saying for a stealth check. A stealth check from you guys is probably not going to make you, Loki stealthed or a giant spider climbing up the outside of a tower stealth. But it's probably better than you two just going, let's have a foot race up these stairs and clanking your ways as loud as possible. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I don't know if that would make any difference, because I think we might be clanking as loud as possible either way, whether intentional or by accident. But I mean, we'll go for it.
I can cast Pass Without a Trace.
But that will
As a
only
spider?
work if you stay within 30 feet of them.
Right, I would have to stay within 30 feet of them. So I don't know. I'll mention it to Novakri. I don't know that we want to do that. That would give them a +10 to their stealth. It would give all of us a +10 to our stealth.
Rothgar said he didn't need your stealth.
Rothgar just flipped everybody off and was like, fuck you, I'll do it myself.
Did you roll with disadvantage, though? For
No,
that
was I
heavy
supposed to?
The heavy armor. You do have a +3. Oh, 5. Those aren't good. Oh, wait,
Welcome
no,
to the club, Ziada.
It's only saves.
I
Never
love
mind.
how Ziada's like, whoa, those aren't good.
Oh.
Those aren't good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not start by saying this? There's no chance that this happens. I must have slipped my mind.
All right, Rothgar, can you roll that again?
As good as both of mine.
All right. So
I would have
think
laughed
that
if he had rolled a 20.
we'll do with this. I'm gonna
Right.
close out this image. I think that what we'll do with this is we'll kind of do this in two parts. The first part is Novakri and Harvest, or should I say Giant Spider. Let's deal with you guys, and then I'll cut back to the two that are trudging up the stairs. So Novakri and Giant Harvest, or Harvest Spider. Ooh, I like that, Harvest Spider. You guys set off and start climbing up the face. And you're just sort of like you're finding where your arachnid footfall should be. You're going up. I'm sorry, you're a spider, so it's more like you don't hear anything. And you get about halfway up, and I'd like you guys to give me perception checks.
All you're gonna be able to hear is me.
Harvest, can you give a perception check too? Nice. All right. So about halfway up, a couple things that you start to notice is that, Harvest, you feel this in your feet, in your attachment to the tower as you're climbing up. And Novakri, you actually like, you feel it in like your chest, the same way that if you're in a room where someone's playing the drums, you feel that sort of percussive beat in your chest. That there is this sound of like the clanging and like the ringing and the thrumming of gears and metalwork and hammers on anvils, and there's like this sort of like cacophony, but like a rhythmic cacophony beat coming from inside. And whatever is happening inside, there must be a large force that is working to, craft items, forge steel, do whatever. The other thing that you kind of get out this, and Dolan, you don't notice this, but Novakri, you do, is that the further you get up towards these arrow slits, the more you start to notice that your vision doesn't get impaired, but that there's this like miasma that you're coming into, which is this like smoky haze that seems to be being emitted out of the windows and coming down and just sort of starting to envelop you, and it smells / tastes of bile. Like it just there's just sort of a rancid taste to it.
FYI, just going forward, as a spider, I also have blind sight if this becomes visually impairing.
Somebody slaps you in the face, but you see who it is. No. All right. So that's where you're at right now. It doesn't appear to be, like I said, it doesn't appear in any way to be visually impairing, but it's almost like it's almost like when you go over somebody, like you go over to like somebody's house and they're going to have like a campfire or they're going to have a bonfire or something like that. And the bonfire goes out. And so there's like the after effect of just the smoke that's everywhere that you can see through. Like it doesn't like beyond like maybe like 50, 60 feet away, you can't see what's going on, but you can see what's going on, but it appears to just sort of hang in the area. What do you guys do?
Keep climbing.
All right, you guys climb up and you get basically up to where those arrow slits are, where the firelight was lighting out, where this sort of smoky haze is being emitted from. And you start to peer through, and before we deal with that, we'll cut to the other two. You guys see in front of you about 150-foot climb that, like, as far as distance goes, you're probably about to walk some, like, 400 to 500 feet because everything's switchbacks, so you're kind of doubling the distance to get there. As you start to trudge up, you realize maybe it's because of the snow, maybe it's because of like the concentration in case there's like an icy footfall in front of you. There's no way of being stealthy. You just can't do it. So you're just going to start up. So you start up and you just start trotting, like climbing the stairs. You guys get about halfway up, and I'd like you to both give me a Constitution check.
Constitution check or save?
Sorry, Constitution save.
Add 3.
Oh! Also, wait a minute. Where did the 3 come from?
From Ziad. Isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, never mind.
So badger.
So Ziada rolled a 3 when you said add 3, and I thought you had rolled a 3, and that's why I was like, "What's the 3 from?" And you're like, "Ziada." I'm like, "No, yes, okay." So you have a badger, sure, okay,
And an aura.
And both of us got a 17.
okay. So both of you are fine. Like you're not feeling winded from this climb. You guys are moving at a good pace. You guys are heroes. This shouldn't have affected you. You are good to go. Your badger, on the other hand, is like, unless you're carrying your badger.
I think so. Let's see. We'll go with yes for now, unless it's like too big.
That's fine. You're kind of wearing it like a cowl. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
extra.
It doesn't.
Extra
It doesn't work as well as the weasel did for just sitting on me. But you know, Ziada's got some power. So
One of my favorite but incredibly short-lived characters was a ranger that was a ranger halfling that had a giant badger as an animal companion. I love badgers, but anyways, so you've got your badger, and you guys are about halfway up, and you guys look up, and you kind of think you can see where a giant spider is still affixed to the wall, but at this point you start to see this smoky haze that's dropping down as you guys are kind of entering into it. And again, it's that same thing as like there's a notion that it seemed like clearly it seems fire related or heat related. I mean, it's smoke, but it just seems kind of oily or ickish. Like you guys don't even need to make a save to note that. And it doesn't seem, as you guys kind of catch the whiff of it and you get that sort of like if you've ever like smelt like an oil fire or something like that, and you get this sort of like pang in the back of your throat as you suck that air in, it doesn't make you feel like there's going to be an immediate effect with it, but you feel like it's like as you progress into this place, you're not breathing the air or like the clean air that you had been up until this point. All right, do you guys continue up?
Yeah, we're the plan is I think we're keeping pace with those guys to an extent.
Okay.
Staying within
all right,
the
so
60
To
feet.
the extent as possible.
Yeah.
All right.
They might
The
have
spider
to slow down.
the spider looks over its shoulder and is like, "It's a race," and you're like, "Shit." The
Psychic
spider's
yell.
got a straight line.
Mhm.
So you guys continue up. You press on further, and you're almost to the top. And both of you give me a wisdom Give me a wisdom save. Give me a wisdom save. Oh shit, that was almost a 20. It's still over a 20, but it was almost a 20. All right. Ziada, you look up and you realize that, like, if there is anyone in any of the slits, if they haven't shot at you yet, maybe they were just waiting. But this, like, area that you guys can see on the map that's over here, where you would kind of emerge from, like right there. Hold on, I'll do this just to make sure. Yeah, right there. That, like, anybody who has a shot on that, specifically, like, there looks like there's an arrow slit right there with a fire behind it. Like, you guys are just going to get lambasted if you show up there, and maybe they're just waiting, or maybe no one's noticed you. Like, you're not sure how that's the case. I mean, this place looks like the real deal. This isn't like that sort of like outpost that you guys went into before, but this one is. It looks like this is real. Like, this is an actual military outpost where, like, people are manning posts and whatnot. And
Maybe
so
we should look for the back door.
Well, you kind of slow up and you kind of look around. Hrothgar, you kind of bump into her as she stops, and you're like, "Come on, stop, man! Like, we're looking around." The badger kind of is like weasels around a little bit, and as you look around, there's a whistling sound, like a sound, and you look down, and a crossbow bolt lands, like, right by your shoulder. Like, I'm assuming that you're kind of still not at the level at the top, but it lands at the shoulder. Give me a quick perception check.
Do I see where that came from? Or know where that came from?
No, you don't. Nope. Because we're going to cut back to you in a sec. Ziada, it looks like there is like a missive or a note that's been tied to the crossbow bolt that has landed by your shoulder. We'll cut back over to the giant spider. Giant spider, you and Novakri, you get right up to the like. You guys are basically here. I'm just gonna use this map now because we're kind of here. You guys are basically, like, at the level of right here, where you can, one of you or both of you can kind of peer up and look through the window. The space between the windows is 10 feet. So, like, if you wanted to climb up and be between the windows and look in, as the creature of your size, you could do that. What do you guys do?
Yeah, definitely.
Like right there, Tom?
Show again. I looked away from the map. Sorry. Here. So basically, you guys are at this level, right? Like, right
I don't
here.
see anything but a black screen.
Hold on. I'm going to grab Novakri and Harvest. No. I got to be on the right thing. Hold on. Come on, Harvest. What are you doing?
Being difficult.
It's just like the last time when you couldn't do. Oh, there we go. Now we're moving. Okay. Boop. All right, and I'm going to grab you guys, and you guys. It looks like I'm putting you in icy death, but I'm not. So, all right. So basically, Novakri and Harvest, you guys are right there. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And Hrothgar and Ziada, you guys are approximately right there. Not falling into icy death, but I just put you there because you're not at the top level yet.
Sounds good.
All right. So, So Harvest and Novakri, you guys are basically like at like the level below, or you could climb up between, like, the stonework that's between the arrow slits. What do you guys want to do?
I want to be the stonework between the arrow slits, and I want to see if there's anybody manning these arrow slits.
Okay, so from the exterior, the only way that you would be able to know that is if you looked in each one.
Okay, I'm gonna look in the one that is closest to me.
Okay, hold on. I need to double check something really fast so I know who I can kill.
Now, can I sense any? Just get a sense if there's anything on the other side of those slits?
Can I use my blind sight to sense?
Wait. What was that? Say it again.
Navakri wanted to be able to know if she could sense anything, and I wanted to know if I could sense anything with blind sight and not depend on my vision.
No,
my
so your blind sight works so that if you are ever blinded or unable to see and something's attacking you, that you will know where it's coming from. But it
Gotcha.
doesn't give you like a preternatural sense of knowing where an attack's you're not Daredevil plus, right?
Gotcha.
Like you know, like if something attacks you when you're blind, you're like, I know where that came from, so I know where to punch. It's
Got
not
it.
like that person's about to attack me, let me get him. That's not it. So so like what you could do is you could try to peer through some of these openings. Now, a quick rule that is permissible in this is that squeeze it in 5th edition, as in most games, is that a creature can squeeze through a space that is one size category smaller than itself. Novakri, these are small spaces. So as a medium creature, you could probably try to wriggle through one of these if you wanted to. But as a large spider, you would not be able to do that unless you had some like an ability that said you could squeeze down or something. Some creatures have that ability.
I do not have that ability, nor am I attempting to get into this building as yet.
All right. So since we're dealing with you guys, what are you going to do?
Now, are these deep enough that I would have to squeeze through to see what's on the other side, or can I just take a quick look?
So if you take a quick look, it's not like you're putting your head through there. Like these aren't windows; these are arrow slits, right? Like these are small openings. So you could like kind of give it the quick 1-2, but at best you're getting like a maybe like a 45-degree either way as you look through the window. From where you guys are on the map right now, I'll just say that that's where you're at. You can change this if you need to. You give it the quick once over, like maybe Harvest comes up to the edge of it and you kind of peer up, or you both Harvest's 8 eyes and your 2 eyes kind of peer in, and you look around in the room. The room appears, from what you can see right now, to be empty, but there appears to be some sort of like wall structure in the center of the room that's maybe about like 10 by 10 that you can't really see much more about. Like it just appears that in the middle of this like stone carved room there is like a 10-foot wall that you can see. Like you don't know how far back or whatever. And then to the left and to the right of it, you're not really sure what's happening there.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and climb off of Harvest Spider and try to stealthily squeeze through the arrow slit and see if I can't expand upon that field of vision.
All right, so I want you to give me a dexterity check for climbing off of Harvest and not falling 150 feet to your death. And I would also like a perception check.
Okay. You said a dex save?
A dex save. There isn't a ride in fifth edition, correct?
A what?
A ride, like a ride check. I think
No.
it's either a dex save, or if you have a handle animal, I'll allow either of those. A dex save or a handle animal.
A dex save is going to be my best bet.
All right, do that. Oh man, you are a spider wrangler. No one knew.
Well, getting a lot of help from Harvest. Okay, so and I am so totally.
She takes 2 of her legs off the wall and like literally like just forces you towards the window. It's actually you're not doing anything. All right, and then give me a perception check.
And I am completely stealing the Harvest Spider animal for my stories.
21. All right. So I'm going to grab you. I'm going to put you in this room right here. And As you get in that room, you hear from your left, and then I'll be right back.
What?
I have to use the bathroom. I need to.
Jesus. I was actually thinking about webbing these arrow slits closed. I'll let you know that, Nabakari. Now that you're in there. So if you need me to not do that, then let me know.
From what was said, you help him in, and then you just close it.
Yeah, just web it right behind her. Like, go ahead, bitch, go die.
Here you go. Bye. Wait, were you
Later.
against us this whole time? And then
Just
you just
gaining
morph
our
back
thrust.
into the dinosaur. It's like, oh, come on.
Also, we find out Harvest is the Frostmaiden.
See, I was thinking that Jen was just playing the dinosaur again. That she started out with.
Yeah, I was going to be.
That thing didn't die, so.
Nice, Kev. You've pigeonholed our newest player.
Right. Well, I mean, she's the one who abandoned you. So, I mean.
When? What are you talking
Right
about?
now, you just turned traitor.
Oh, okay.
By abandoning Novakri in the thing and webbing it
Yeah,
in.
I just convinced the party to split, and now I'm killing
Right,
Nabakari.
exactly. Taking us one by one.
Yep. I just wanted to see how impenetrable my citadel was, really.
Huh. This is a weak point. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
So I have to say that I think that if anybody ever said, "Hey, Tom Fawcett, what's a way that we could make the Frostmaiden a better game?" Because we haven't published it yet. I think there's two things I would have said. One, a little bit more of a cohesive story, because there's a lot the DM has to do with this sandbox in order to make it work a little bit. And then two, that one of the background secrets should have been, "I'm the Frostmaiden and I'm going to kill the party," because that would have been amazing. But all right, so Novakri is in this room. Novakri, in front of you, you see this like 10-foot wall that seems to go back on either way. To your right, there is a doorway, like a double door that's right here. And there's a passageway that opens this way. And outside, there's a spider that you start to get some real negative feelings from for some reason, and you don't know why. But as that happens, I'm going to cut back to the other party, who just got a crossbow bolt with a note.
Read check.
Read check. All right, you open it up. And in common, no read check necessary. There is a note that says, "I will open the doors, but you are on your own. This place is dangerous."
Oh, that's just my luck. Do all this work and they open the door for us?
Right. Who could that be from? All right, I mean, we got to a point where
I know that you're exploring this. I definitely did not picture Novakri, not Novakri, I'm sorry, Ziada crossing arms and being like, who could this be from? Like I know that you're talking like out of game. So
look, it's a letter from our friends. So I'm gonna turn to Hrothgar, and at this point, you said we were at an area where, like, if we go out, there would be like people manning the spot. You said.
So you guys are basically at like the switchback that's right below the level that's right here. So that's why I kind of put you in that corner right there, because you're effectively there. You just haven't come around and stepped up onto that level. There is a a set of like large stone and steel. No, I'm sorry, they're steel with like stone inlay, double doors right here, and then there is an arrow slit that's facing right towards you from right here.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then I think that's probably where the arrow came from. So I think we'll be able to get up there and just get in. Looks like the
Sounds reasonable.
person who's on the lookout is opening the door for us. Could be a trap. I don't know who
Probably
would be
is.
in there, but we were heading in there anyway, so onward.
All right. You guys come to a 10-foot tall double door of featureless stone and metal.
Would that be right there?
That is right there.
Cool.
There, yep. So, if you guys want to move up there, you can. Hrothgar, I'm just going to pull you up there. All right. So that's where you guys are right now. No one has fired upon you apart from the arrow with the missive. I'm going to cut back over to Novakri and Spider Woman. And Novakri, what do you do as you hear this like come to you?
I am going to come and see if I can't see around that. What's in just around the corner there?
All right. Are you just like moving normally, or how? Like, what are you doing?
Just kind of not sneakily, but just not making a big noise.
Okay. As you start to move through the room, you hear that like again, and then footsteps coming towards you. What do you do?
Oh.
That's all. She just screams, "Oh!"
Which is always what they do in a stealth mission. Strategery. Aha!
I'm actually going to ready a cantrip.
You ready a cantrip? What are you readying it for? Tickle attack? Somebody like hitting you with a trumpet? What are you ready?
No, actually, I'm going to cast a minor illusion.
As you start to do this voice, this sort of like rough and tumble voice is just like, save your spells. You and your party need to go talk to Grandolpha. She's the real power around here, or at least she should be. I got nothing for this Zarduke. You hear like a spits on the ground. We've heard about you and what you've been doing. We think you might be our ticket out of here. So does Grandolpha. But let your friends in. Tell that big 8-legged freak they can go in the same way because they're not going to fit in this way. But that's all I'm doing. And you better stay quiet. Because if anybody else hears and they ain't part of this crew, you guys are finished. Understood? And then you just hear like footsteps walking away.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, pal. That's great. Right.
So
Also, I'm sorry, but I can't look at what Kevin just put in Discord without saying Spider Riders, because you can only say that with a New England accent. Sorry, but okay. So, what do you do?
I am going to move back to where I can see Harvest and tell her, relay the conversation.
And if I remember correctly, she's busily webbing you in so you can't escape whatever doom might befall you.
Oh, that's just Tuesday.
I was waiting for permission before I started.
Somebody tell me it's all right to murder him. Just let me know. I want to do this.
So I just
They
But
have
yeah.
developed a safe word, you know. Practice safe treachery.
I'm going to turn into a giant spider. You need to let me know when it's okay to kill you like Shylob does. Just let me know. Just let me know.
always practice save hex.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so you communicate what was just said to you. And what do you do?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, me. Then I wanted to get eyes on the rest of the party anyway, so that was my intention. I wanted to know if I could leave Navafri behind, being that she gave me the okay to do that. As I leave this portcullis or whatever it's called, the arrow slit, I am going to blast some web over that arrow slit, and I'm going to blast web over the 2 arrow slits to my left on my way over.
So, all right, but wait. Before you start, like, just blasting
I'm just shooting it right up
web,
above.
before you start farting webs, give me a perception check.
Oh, come on. Um,
All right, 23. You notice, like, ever so faintly over here. I'm going to grab you and just move you. There's the other tower that's right here. Can you see that?
give me 1 second. Yep.
All right. You notice ever so faintly. You are not over there. You're on the other tower.
Correct.
You see what must be shadows or forms or something moving in front of the firelight that's coming out of those arrow slits that seems to make you think that there are bodies and people moving over there. Now, if you want to start farting webs on window slits over here, that's fine. But are you going to join the party over to the left?
Correct. Yes.
All right. So you can probably cover 1 arrow slit because I believe that's an action, and then moving is an action. So whatever arrow slit you want to like poop cover, let me know, and then move on.
I want to poop cover 3 of them and then move on.
I don't believe you have the action economy to do that.
No, it'll just take me longer to get to the door. Are they already at the door?
They are at the door right now.
Then I'll poop cover web the.
You're ruining my fantasy. I want to fart.
Yeah,
webs
right.
everywhere.
I think I would be pretty proficient at poop webbing things, but whatever.
So if you were a giant spider, yes, but you have only temporarily become a giant spider, so no.
Yeah. Okay, so the far left arrow slit.
Yeah.
This one I will poop cover, and then I will make my way to the door.
I believe that if you guys ever meet up with Ronaldo again, you should ask him to write a song called Poop Cover. All right. As you come over there, giant spider, the doors open up, and I'm going to move everybody in just a little bit so you can see what's going on. Dolan, you're kind of still in the back because of your size, but you are there. And so in front of you, as you come in right here, you see that beyond this, like these doors that have opened, there's an empty room with a narrow opening at the far end of the hall, and that there is an arrow slit in the western wall right here. Everybody give me a perception check.
Except me, because I'm not there.
Because you're not there, yes.
I don't even think the extra +3 is going to help me on that one.
I think it's only saves. I don't think it's checks, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So Rothgar, you don't hear anything. Ziada, Dolan, what did you get? Or did you roll out 17? 17. Okay. Both Harvest and Ziada hear from like faintly coming through the slit to the left. Hey, Qualkin, what are you doing? Are you still on par guard? You haven't removed anything? And like the faintest sound of like doors closing behind, and you hear like this the sound of someone moving behind the arrow slit, and you think that your benefactor may have just bought you a second to try to rush through this room or stealth through this room and not attract attention. What do you guys do?
How tall are the ceilings here?
Okay, it's a good question. So everything here is carved from the base rock that is these mountains. It's this gray stone, and everything so far appears bereft of ornamentation or artistic flair. That smoky haze you saw is now definitively in the area that you just walked into. Excuse me. And as you progress through that first set of doors, not so much like a blast of hot air, like when you walk into, a factory store, or like a discount store, or any store during the wintertime. There's like this general increase in heat that, like, whatever's going on inside is generating a heat source that is causing you to start to like warm up. And then the ceilings are 10 foot high and flat, or 15 feet high and flat. And so currently the room that you are in, it is 15 feet. Just as a concept, if you enter any large rooms which are bigger than, like, 10 by 10 or 20 by 20, they go up to 30 feet. Just if you don't remember that, remind me. And then lastly, Novakri, because you've been in the room a little bit, you realize that what you're standing next to is an elevator of some sort that must go between levels of this fortress, and that there is this constant like whirring and grinding sound that comes with it. That means it must be moving between floors, but it has of yet not opened up. There are a series of buttons next to one side of it that you can see. But the more pressing question is, Novakri is hanging out in the room that she is in, is what are the three of you going to do as you hear this unknown, benefactor buying you time?
FYI, from this point forward, I'm going to be walking on the ceiling until I otherwise say.
Okay. Give me a stealth check and don't roll a 1.
Can I hang off of the spider? So that way I don't have to try and march around.
So the spider could, as a large creature, what is your strength score, spider?
A +2.
I'm going to say with that, you could carry one person, but because both of them are in heavy armor, you could only carry one of them.
Okay. I'll take Ziada.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, you're just like boop 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 across the room. Rothgar, you are in the room. You've been abandoned by your teammates. What do you do?
I'm going home.
I've been waiting for you to say that for like weeks.
Why?
Just because you're like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm out. All right. What do? Are you actually leaving, or are you going to try
I'll be at the bar.
I'll be at the bar. Like, listen, we've got a restaurant. I'm going to go back. What are you going to do?
So they're just on the
Now-
ceiling, just hanging out.
So right now, Ziada is hanging from a giant spider as the spider walks up the walls, walks across the ceiling, and goes to the far side of the room.
I'm gonna head to the far
Like-
side of the room.
Like monkey bars.
Like a living monkey bar that's carrying them.
Don't be extending your entire body down the length of the ceiling. Like, stay close to me. That was the whole point.
Oh no, I like the idea that the Ziad is tickling you as you're coming across. That was the stealth check. If you failed, you're going to be like,
So
just both of you are going to fall down.
I was imagining that it was something like, because you're a large spider, it's like, and it's 10 feet, you're already like have your back up like close to the ceiling anyway. So you just kind of turn.
My belly is next to the ceiling.
Right,
My
but that like when you were on the ground, it's like then you want it to be on the ceiling. Your body didn't even move; you just kind of rotate, and then your legs are just. And then I just reach up and grab legs, and you just
I don't
walk.
think I can do that.
So wait a minute, Rothgar, give me a wisdom either saving throw, or if you have a check that's wisdom based that you want to make that's really high, you can do it.
Add
Yeah, I
3
don't.
All right, give me a wisdom saving throw.
plus 3.
It's not. Yeah, actually, it is a saving throw. So yeah, it would be +3. So it's a 10. With a 10, because I gave you a DC of 10, you realize that hopefully your party knows your limitations, and the spider freight train's going to come back and get you. If you had rolled below a 10, and thank God for that +3, I was going to say the only way forward is to try to get across this room as quietly as possible. So, thanks to the. Wait a minute. What's the aura, Kevin?
10 feet.
So, yeah, that's a 7. You got to try to make a stealth check to make it across this room.
Yeah, that's my strongest ability.
wisdom and stealth. I know those are your best. Honestly, like this is something I think that like 5th edition needs, especially for fighters that have superiority dies. Is like a superiority die you can roll to make yourself stealthier. But unfortunately,
I like that.
Unfortunately, as you start to step into this room, you make like 2 steps. You get about 10 feet forward, and all of a sudden, like your foot just like hits the ground in the right way to make this reverberating like chong, and you hear from the arrow slit that's right here on your left this voice that goes, "What was that?" And now I'm gonna make 2 opposed rolls, and we're gonna see what happens.
Decor of the room look like?
You hear a voice in a. What do you speak?
Dwarvish.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
Dwarvish.
So you hear a voice in a language you don't understand. It sounds vaguely familiar, but it's something you don't understand. That's just like that. All of a sudden, like as you hear one that's like, "What was that?" This other voice says, "Are you fucking ignoring me?" Like just like what? Like it just sounds like this authoritative voice, like rah, 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 rah. And like the other voice is like, "No, I just and there's like rah! And the other voice is like, rah, rah, rah.
So they're
And
married.
you can try to make it across the room. You need to make another stealth check.
All right, but again, what does the decor of the room look like?
So the room that you're in looks it looks like a Spartan militaristic. What is it? It's 15 by 25 foot hallway that has an arrow slit on the left right here. That basically looks like a room that you would set up to shoot and murder anybody that comes in that you didn't want to admit in. Actually, Harvest, before he makes this check, I know you just did, but before you make that check, would give me a wisdom check or a survival check? Survival check, yes. 21. You realize he is not good at this, and you should go back and get him.
Okay.
So as he goes to step forward, you kind of like put like, one spider leg to your weird bifurcated mandible mouth, and you're like, and you come back across the ceiling and pick him up and carry him over, and everybody has made it across this room. What you know at this point is that somebody on your side is in the room over here. and that in this room over here, there's potentially some enemies. What you see in front of you is a hallway that leads this way. There's an open doorway this way and a passageway up here, and you can't see beyond this way. What do you guys want to do? Actually, you know what? Time out. Novakri, what are you doing?
Trying to get around the corner here to go join up with my peeps.
All right. Can you move yourself on the map? All right, yeah. So, Ziada, if you're kind of leading the group, you can do that, but remember, at least for right now, you're probably going to need to be stealthy. So before you move up, I'm going to need a stealth check. That's why I was going over to Novakri right now. Novakri, as you get up there, you can move a little further up, Novakri, if you want.
Wait.
All right.
So, I'm not across?
No, so you are you can be right there. Like you were back here. You can move to right there, but just give me a stealth check if you're going to do it.
Well, I'm...
And at this point, you have everybody in the party has advantage if they're giving a stealth check.
Okay, so should I... I should probably be up here, right?
Yeah, that's where I dropped you first.
Yeah.
And then I moved down the hallway. And this is my self.
We still got mind links?
And I cast Pass Without a Trace, so that's plus 10. And plus 10 to everybody still.
Dolan, can you cast spells in your form currently?
I can.
Okay. All right. So let me hang on. I got to close this so I can go back to this. So all right. So currently, Novakri is standing right here. You can see people starting to come down the hallway. Dolan, were you moving by yourself at this point, or were you carrying someone? And Ziada, were you going to make a roll for that move, kind of thing?
What move?
Oh, I'm sorry. Is where you're standing right now where you got dropped off?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. I thought you got dropped off back here. I didn't realize.
That's where Ziada is. I think you're confusing me and Ziada.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I am. I definitely am. All right, so Harvest is just like, fuck you guys, I'm out of here, and just ran down the hallway. And you are... Harvest, you can see that there is a set of double doors right here. This is clearly leading back to that room that you guys were... that Novakri came into, because Novakri's right there. And back here, you can't see it fully from where you just emerged, but you know there's a set of double doors right there. What do you want to do? Because this is probably up to that. And actually, I think what we're going to do right now is we're just going to do rotations. I'm going to go sort of clockwise. So we'll go Harvest, Novakri, and then we'll cut back to Ziada and Rothgar, just so we can keep a flow with this. But know that we're not in like a combat or an initiative modifier right now. So if we need to pass amongst people, you can do it. I just don't want to skip people. So, Harvest, what are you doing as you get right there?
I was just looking for Novakri because I knew that she was in this direction, so I wanted to have eyes on her. And then she popped out. So
She did.
I'm essentially I'm not leading the party, so I'm waiting for, because Novakri was the one who had the conversation and told me what to do. So I'm waiting for kind of further instruction.
Okay. Novakri, do you... I'll cut over to you then. Novakri, what do you want to do right now, or what are you doing?
I can barely see Rothgar and Ziada around the corner, right?
Yeah, they're so on my map, everybody's kind of illuminated right now, but I assume that, yeah, if they're still in the doorway over here, yeah, you can barely see them. Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to open up a communications channel with Harvest, and so what's the plan?
Quick note, I was wrong. I am not able to cast while in V shape. I had read that ahead. So that 12 stealth is a 12 stealth. And nobody has passed without a trace.
I thought so.
Yeah, my bad.
But I will say this, just for future reference: if you cast that on yourself before you beast shape, you can maintain concentration while in your wild shape, not beast shape, wild shape. So
Okay.
that's just something to think about. But yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Do we want to have a conversation or negotiation? I think that's probably, if we can get some allies in here, that's probably our best bet. So where do we find these people that we're supposed to have a conversation with?
Novakri, you feel that the room that you just came out of is probably a bit more secure than the hallway that you're in right now, which is a bunch of unknowns. And Harvest, you know that I know that you guys are speaking in like your minds right now, but you know you've got two people back here that are like chomping at the bit or champing at the bit to know where to go, and that right here is a double door towards enemies that you know of at least there being an enemy in that room. So one, if not more.
I mean, my companions did see the direction I walked in, correct or no?
True, but your companions are also two companions you just carried through a room, so they didn't make noise.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
Damn.
so can I?
Damn spiders. Damn spiders.
Just a quick scout forward sort of thing.
Can I put a like a minor illusion of I don't want to say a wall, but a cover here, so that if somebody looks out, it'll keep them from hopefully seeing our two bumbling disadvantages.
You can absolutely do that, but give me an intelligence check, or either just a straight up intelligence roll, or give me an intelligence save, because saves are usually better. You realize that if anybody is familiar with the layout of this place and you've created something that's different, that it would be immediately noticeable. So you can do that, no doubt. But I'm just saying that that's something to consider.
Oh, I'm not trying to create anything unusual. I'm just trying to create a blind that looks like the rest of the hallway behind me.
A wall that wasn't there before.
Well,
Nothing strange about that.
No, yeah. I've been in this fortress for how long, and there's always been a tunnel right here, and that's not there anymore. That must be new. Whatever. So that's all I'm saying.
No, it's not anything. It's not quote unquote hiding anything, but it's kind of like those old cartoons where somebody holds up a postcard in front of a camera that just kind of makes it appear like there's nothing in the hallway but the hallway.
Okay, I pick up Rothgar first.
All right, so you run over and grab Rod. So let me just ask you this. Like, yes, you can do that. All right. What is the goal? Where are you guys heading? Like, what's the plan?
Where you told the Valkyrie it was more secure.
All right, so you're going to go back into this room where the elevator is, right here.
Where Navakri came out of I'm going to at least bring them into this hallway so that we're not in. You see where I went?
Click on it again. Yes, I see where you went. Yep.
So, so that they're just, I'm not dropping them in the main hallway. So I don't know if the person we need to talk to is in that room or not. I didn't get that information, but.
Okay. So all right. So you grab Hrothgar, you bring him in there. Ziada, you're still waiting where you're at. Are you going to wait for her to come back for you, or are you going to try and like run up on your own?
Not doing that.
All right. So I go back and I grab Ziada and I bring Ziada there.
All right. So you do that. You guys all get into that room. Novakri, are you going to continue your minor illusion, or are you going to kind of duck out and go back into that room?
Well, if everybody's already back there, I can duck out.
All right. All right. So everybody ducks back in that room. God, move yourselves into that room. And are you guys hiding? Are you guys going to hang out right there, or are you going to go into the actual room itself proper?
Is this the spot that we know?
All right. In this room, couple things to know. One,
I'm on the ceiling.
what looks like an ceilings are. Hold on. Jesus Christ. I knew you'd ask me. Ceilings in this room, 15 feet high. All right. First question. Second question. There is a double set of doors that are closed that are right here. Third question. This is indeed an elevator. And as you all come in the room, the doors start to open. And as the doors open, it goes ding, going up. And after a few seconds, the doors close, and you just hear the whirring again of things moving. What do you guys want to do?
I sniff the door. What do I sense?
Using that keen spider smell sense, you know.
Yeah.
Do spiders even have noses? I don't
Yes,
think
they don't have noses. They have senses of smells, though. What do I think is behind this door?
Hold on. I feel like spiders are one of those creatures that taste everything, like a snake's tongue. So you're just walking around the room licking things, like, "Ugh, what is this? Ugh, what is this?"
Yeah.
So you get to the door and you go, "Ugh, what is this?" And it goes, "Oh, it's a door." Okay, that's all you get out of it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
However, I will give you a little bit more information about the room that you're in currently. This room is heated. There is that weird, inky, gross, like smoke through everything, but illuminated by braziers of glowing hot coals. You see the arrow slits that faced out. There is an iron lever and a heavy iron winch that appear to be connected to the elevator in some way. Maybe it's a way to call the elevator. Maybe it's something. You're not sure. You see that on either side of the elevator. I'm just going to call it an elevator. There are chains that are running up and down on both sides as you hear this whirring sound, and the chains are in constant motion. There are mechanical noises that seem to be coming from up above and further down, and it creates kind of a resonance that might create some for you, at least in this room, to be able to talk normally where no one else would be able to hear you. There is a double door, as I said, embedded in the middle of the east wall, and the arrow slits seem to let air into this room that permeates that sort of like inky fog a little bit, but you see from where you just came from that as you progress further into this place, that just sort of subsumes everything that's happening. What do you guys want to do?
So I have just one more quick question about the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, does the entire construction of the elevator move up and down, or is like what we see on the map, is that some sort of kind of containment unit and the elevator moves within that?
It is within it. Think of like cinder blocks, and then there's a chamber inside the cinder blocks, but in like this setting, it's like carved stone.
Gotcha.
However, on the outside of those cinder blocks or carved stone, there are a series of chains that seem to be rapidly like moving up and down on either way, as if there are large gears somewhere that are like pulling and pushing it to go one way or another.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so there's no real option to be able to like ride like if I want to go down this shaft, I would have to be in that elevator. I can't really be riding.
Yeah, it looks like that. Like once, so okay. So if here's what you know, there are these bifurcated doors that open and close when the elevator is on your level, but when it's gone, there is what looks like these like partitions that have closed around it. Much the same as like if you've ever been in an elevator, you get stuck between floors and you have to try to force the inner and the outer doors open. That's what's going on.
Okay. And the person who was talking to Navakari is no longer in here?
No longer in here.
And did I recognize the person whose voice came from the elevator that said going up as, was it a different voice from the person who was talking to Navakari?
It sounded very like robotic. Like there was no person in the elevator, just sort of like this floor menswear, next floor haberdasheries kind of thing.
Gotcha. All right. Automated voice from the 1930s? Understood.
Yes, because if the Dwergar are nothing, they're floozies. No, not floozies. What were the
No,
what were
you
like
were right. We're
what
good.
what were the loose
Rhaegar
women
floozies.
in the 1920s called?
Flappers.
Flappers. They're not floozies, flappers. That's what it was. Yes.
No, I think you were right the first time.
And they weren't loose.
Either way.
They just had a good time.
Yeah, this elevator's a Dwergar looking for a good time. That's all it is. All right, so yeah, you guys are in this room. What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I mean, we were gonna talk some strategy. I think, like, because
Yes, I think that maybe the biggest point, if it's to be shared, is what Novakri was told before you guys were let in.
yeah, we might have an ally in Gruntilda.
Well,
Grandolpha.
they're Drugar. It's not so much we have an ally, it's just they have an enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right, exactly.
Or the enemy of my enemy just doesn't want to kill me right now.
Which makes him a friend. That's, I mean, you're...
Yes, we do realize that once that the enemy is taken care of, that we don't continue with our friendship, we go back to being enemies.
Well,
I do love
we
the idea
update
of
things as they need to.
Hrothgar being a sage, but only sarcastically. Like, you know, like has great advice, but is always delivering it like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. God.
So fucked up, guys. We're going to
That's
ghost them after we make friends with them?
Chasm. That's just whining
Isn't that your
dickhead.
thing?
No. Like, I'm saying like sarcasm, yes, but the delivery method is just you being a jerk. That's all. I love the idea of that.
So
But
basically,
anyway,
what you're asking me to do is play Hrothgar as myself.
Right.
I think you're kind of already doing it. I feel like you're kind of already doing it, which is why I love that you're Hrothgar. But yeah. So as this is happening, and these chains of whirring and whatnot, nobody seems to be coming back to talk to you. So what do you guys do?
Did that person tell, I'm talking to Navakri. Did that person tell us where a particular floor we needed to go to or level?
They did not.
Okay.
They said speak to Grandolpha. And they made some other sort of obscure comments, but that was effectively it.
So I'm assuming we don't want to run around this place screaming Grandolpha's name.
It's attacked. I mean, you could try it, see what happens. I'm just the DM looking to kill a party. That's all.
Oh, what about my fantasy, guys?
Like Jimmy K fantasy, come on! I almost did it with a moose. What else can we do?
Oh, hey, what's going on, Maine?
That got really.
I have to say that that's very on point. But if I was not living in Maine and I was running this game, I still would have tried to kill the whole party with a moose. Just saying.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, wink, wink.
All right.
I'm sorry. As far as like a just like, you know what I did? I killed the party with a moose. I would take that. I would take it. But yeah. So what do you guys want to do? Tell me
I
what
would
you
put
want.
money on that moose.
As far as options go, just to run down, you know that there is a double set of doors right here. You know that this elevator is right here, and there seems to be a lever that maybe like summons or calls it. But that elevator does open periodically, which means that it could transport something right in front of you that you would have to deal with. In the hallway up here, there is a double set of doors on the opposite side. If you went left, it leads back to where you know that there is at least one like foe, and that there is also a long passageway leading to the right. What do you want to do?
Also, further clarification: the doors. I was visualizing myself standing like on the opposite side of the doors that open for the elevator. What side of that square do the doors actually open on?
You are exactly right. There are doors on this side that open for the elevator, but there is also a double set of doors right here that open through the wall.
Okay, perfect.
And actually, give me a perception check.
Back. Roll again because I have blind sense.
No, but you don't hear anything coming from the other side, or you don't sense anything coming from the other side of that double door.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand literally on one of the doors and wait for my party to make a move.
So we don't have any leads on where to go.
Right. Other people, what are you doing? What do you want to do?
So we don't have any other leads on where to go, guys?
I don't know. I wasn't part of the conversation, but you know, from eavesdropping, I didn't pick anything up.
All right. I think we just move forward. Do we want to try and find stairs, or are we taking the elevator and, hoping for the best?
Well, there were doors just on the other side of this hallway.
Yeah, up. Let's see. This way, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, what do we have? Do we know what's going to the right at all? You guys came in through. Well, I'm sorry. Novakri came in through this room, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Through third arrow slit from the left.
Right, the one that we can't see out of right now.
No, I wasn't allowed to butt web it, so only the far left arrow slit.
Because as I said before, what about my fantasy? So yeah, I think we move forward. We going right or straight? I guess ends up being the question.
I will say two quick things. One, as far as directions you can go that you don't know about. Double set of doors right there. Novakri just moved up. Hallway to the right there. Double set of doors right here that have not been opened. And then you know that back here there is probably at least one enemy. Other things that you know that you don't need to make checks, I'll say your passive skills let you know, that the elevator did say when it opened up that it would go up or down, which means it could go up. And you know that there was some sort of thing up that was emitting that huge plume of smoke and roar when you were outside. Last thing that you know is that your target... The last thing you know is that your target probably is Zarduk Sunblight, because he's the leader.
Oh, we know
You-
that Zardoz is the target.
Right, but you don't know. But you have no idea where Zardoz is right now.
Right. Also, guys, do you think that thing's a fucking dragon?
No.
That's the image that crossed my mind.
Because, I mean, it's obvious, like, yeah, dragon. But then there's the dragon treasure that we found on the ship that we never encountered a dragon. Just
So
I don't
saying,
know.
you think it's the same, the one and the same, and now he's pissed off at us twice?
just saying we might want to be prepared for that. But also, we could turn the dragon and just be like, hey, we found your stuff. Figured you'd want it. Let's team up and kill all these guys.
Because they took it from us.
Right.
I feel as the DM that I will ask
Doesn't matter.
one question. I will ask one question, and that is, Novakri, do you want to provide any insight on that or no?
I pretty much relate everything I've heard to them.
No. Specifically, talk about a dragon.
Sorry, my brain's not working well with
Novakri needs an insight on the dragon, it sounds like.
So, you know what? In that case, no, it's great. I love it. Then, yeah, you got nothing to give. So, what do you guys want to do?
Let's go across the hall. Go across the hall.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Got a door right there. Let's go for it. See what's happening. And
You guys hear this like thrum and hum of like that clanging and the metal and like the movement of gears and everything. That at this point you kind of maybe you're not making checks as much as you were before. You realize that at some points you might have to, but there's sort of a cover for you at this point that wasn't there when you first came in. And so as you enter into this room, you see in front of you a rectangular room that has two sets of double doors, one to the north, so right in front of you, and the other to the south, which is what you're entering through right now. Braziers glowing of hot coal stand in each corner, and in the middle of the room is a low stone table on top of which is drawn an illustration that looks something like a map. What do you do?
Look at the map.
All right, as you guys get closer, you realize that the map is actually a fairly accurate depiction and drawing of 10 towns and the areas around it. And mounted to the top of this like thin iron stand that seems to be off to the left of the table is a dragon figurine that is carved out of Charladrin. And next to it is a lever, like a classic like old steampunk lever, like you know, iron with like that fluted ridge on either side that comes up and like sort of like a bobble at the top of it, just so like you can put a hand on, and as you wrap your other hand around and pull down. What do you guys do?
are we looking for some chaos?
You want to pull the lever?
I mean,
I do.
it's there. And the dragon figurine, I think we might have to grab, throw in the bag, kind of wrap that up, put in the bag, and I think probably roll up the map as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so wait, hold on. So the map is like the map in what was the place in Game of Thrones that like overlooked the sea that had like the whole map of Westeros?
Okay.
Like it's
I don't know. I did not watch your terrible dragon show.
fair enough.
Hey,
But
it wasn't
anyone who
terrible
did,
until the end.
it's like a physical map. Like you can't roll it up. It's an actual like carved map kind of thing.
Right. It's
Perfect.
not on paper. The table
there-
is the map.
But there appears to be a track that runs through it that like the dragon figurine is on this like raised stick or bar that it must do something with.
Where is the dragon in relation to the map? From what I know of 10 Towns.
It appears that the dragon is currently where you guys stand right now in Sunblight Citadel.
Oh, great. So Ziada, you might have been right.
Fucking what else is new? Ugh. All right.
I thought they were just making weapons for this army and war, but apparently they have all the weapons they need.
Maybe more though.
At least they don't have a cave troll.
Ah, dude.
You know
Fucking
that?
way to go. Oh, I'm sorry. You turned into something and scouted this whole place out?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so...
Actually, give me... Does anybody have... so what is the... I think it might be like just a sleight of hand. Anybody give me a sleight of hand check that has the ability to make that check? $18. So before anybody else goes, that's enough to know that it looks like the lever and the mechanism next to the dragon is only that. It is not a trap. It's not a trick. It's whatever. It's just to do something with the dragon.
I should pull a lever. I want to see what they have planned with the dragon.
Sure.
All right. So who does it? Who pulls the lever?
I'll do it.
All right. So Hrothgar goes over and pulls the lever, and as you pull the lever, it's a lot like a clockwork toy, right? Like, so you pull the lever and you hear like, and all of a sudden the dragon starts to fly, and by fly it just moves along its track, and you see that it leaves Sunblight and it heads for Dugan's Hole first, and then it makes a ring all the way around 10 Towns, ending in Brynshander. But as it does that on the map, whether it's some sort of like arcane effect or some sort of like actual whatever, you see each of the 10 Towns starting in Dugan's Hole kind of erupting in like a poof of smoke and fire, and then it's erased from the map. And then it moves to the next one, moves to the next one, moves to the next one, and it's like tick, 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 tick. And every time it hits another one of the 10 Towns on the map, and then it finally gets to Brynshander, and it goes like.
Yeah, we got to stop that.
At some point, somebody said that you wanted to grab the dragon figurine. The dragon figurine is carved of Charladrin, which you know can be problematic, but without having to make a check, you know that it's worth approximately 50 gold pieces if you can sell it to someone. What is everybody's passive perception checks?
15.
17.
17.
All right. With a 15, you notice that there is a secret door right there.
Ooh, take the secret door.
You also know
Secret
that there is
door.
before you go for the secret door, you know that there is a double set of doors above you right here. And that's effective. Like, if anybody wants to know the exact pathway of what the dragon takes as it flies via the 10 Towns, I'm going to say you guys are all aware of that now. I won't make you make checks. You just know from looking at the map and sort of like being horrified by what it shows that you realize starting in Dugan's Hole and what goes next, you know. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So what do you guys want to do? You're going to try to go through the secret door? Or
how big is the secret door? Can I fit?
The secret door is a 5-foot wide doorway.
Squeeze.
You
will
could
still.
squeeze into that as a 10-foot creature, but you're going to take some time to get through that.
Okay.
Are you going first? And everybody just kind of like throws a shoulder behind you and forces the giant spider down the hallway, or how does this go?
No, I
Actually,
think I'll go first.
That might not be a bad idea. Just that way, we're not just all sitting around waiting. So if I think we have one person go first, and then everybody else go after. And I volunteer to go first. Think that way we're not sending somebody who's not prepared to handle it.
Well, I can go first because you can still poke with
This is
your
true,
with your
but not
your
from
long
behind the
stick.
spider.
So
But not from behind the spider. Yeah, there's
I can go last.
literally a 10-foot block in front of you that you can't get through. Yes.
yeah, but if it's a tunnel and you're protecting maybe Novakri as well, you can at least get some stuff around there.
And so you guys realize that this doorway that you go through, you could close behind you and effectively like seal yourselves off. Like, but not that's a bad way to say it, but just like kind of cover your tracks, as it were, as you come into this.
Yeah, so I'm down.
And the passageway is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So
Feet straight down.
yeah, if all four of you went into there, you could do it.
I'll bring up the rear because of my large abdomen.
Because of your spider butt. Okay. All right. So you guys go into this tunnel. And behind you, as you enter into this completely dark tunnel, so Hrothgar is now blind, or close to there within.
Oh, shit. So yeah, you couldn't lead us anyway.
I feel like like the last vestiges of light as the spider closes in behind, like one of its rear legs comes up and goes and closes the door, and it's just inky darkness for anyone. Like, I'm just thinking, like, as a person who needs light to see how horrifying that would be. There's a giant spider I kind of trust that I've never met before behind me, just going move forward, but it sounds like. And then you can't see what's in front of you. That's some scary shit. But yes, so who is leading this?
I'm gonna lead because I can see, and I will. I'll give Hrothgar a flashlight.
Okay.
I'll give him a little like rock that I cast light on, so that he can cover it, so that you know, if needed.
You follow yourself down to right there. Just do that again. Make sure it makes sense. Right there, and there's a door. And give me a perception check. You hear several. Like, what languages do you speak?
I've got Celestial, Common, Elvish, Giant.
Right. So you hear a bunch of voices talking in a language you don't know. And they all seem agitated. And that's about all I can give you. Give me a wisdom saving throw too, just for shits and gigs.
10.
Yep, that's all I can give you.
Do you get a
By
plus
the way,
three?
a wisdom save plus
Yes.
8 is fucking amazing. But that's all I can give you.
It already puts mine in.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, you benefit from the plus 3 as well? That's awesome.
Yes.
Cool. But yeah, so you just hear these voices talking agitatedly in a language you don't understand on the other side of this door.
All right. Turn around, Novakri. Do the mind, the head tap, and do you understand any of what's being said here?
What, is somebody in the room back here? Who is this? Rothgar, am I moving you right now?
I don't know.
Hold on. I gotta zoom it. Like, I still have the map pretty big right now, so I gotta zoom in to make sure. Okay, yeah. No, that was you. All right, yeah. So everybody's in the tunnel, and you basically say go back, right?
Well, I'm just kind of well, hey, can you understand what's being said or anything? I'm trying to.
Not a clue.
All right.
Wait. Does anybody speak Undercommon? I don't think anybody does.
I do.
Oh, you speak Undercommon?
Yeah.
All right. If you speak Undercommon, then you can kind of pick up what's being said, and what's being said is like it sounds like a barracks full of people from what was the Bug movie, like from like the late
Starship
90s,
Troopers?
early 2000s.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Remember how they're all like, "Yeah, we're gonna kill the bugs," kind of thing. That conversation is just like, "Yeah, these fucking surfacers, we're gonna end them. We're gonna take them out. I can't believe they're even up here breathing our air. That's why we're breathing our smoke up here. These people are gonna die because they can't survive in the cold, and we're the best." And that's the basic dialogue that you hear coming from in here.
Okay, I kind of relay what they're saying.
It's not positive. It's definitely not positive towards you guys. What do you guys want to do?
Can we get a sense of how many people we think are in there? Like, obviously not like, is it 7 or 8, but like, is it like 20?
With your perception check, you know that it sounds like there are probably somewhere to the tune of like 5+ individuals in this room.
Secret tunnel. All right, do we go forward, or are we going back? And maybe going up?
I think we kind of know, like we're getting a good idea of where our enemies lie, and so I think we should avoid them for as long as possible. Hopefully, we can get to our allies before we have to encounter our enemies. Because once we encounter some enemies, then we have to deal with them all.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I'm fine.
unless we can, take them out before anything is alerted. Yeah.
But I think us encountering them and starting a fight with them would alert others.
Right.
Potentially.
Yeah, there's
We're not
at least worst case scenario. Yeah.
Right. So, and we know that the person we're looking for is. We're not feeling like the person we're looking for is there. So.
Yeah, it sounds like. All right, so I think we'll head back out of here. Keep the secret tunnel in mind and head north out of that room.
Okay. As you guys come to the next set of doors, the doors are unlocked and open easily. And as you enter through them, I'll sort of, before you get into there are braziers heaped with glowing hot coals that heat this chamber. And there is a large stone bed covered with furs that are soot-stained, and its head is the north wall. There is in the sort of like niche above the bed is the bas relief of a giant scowling Dwergar clenching its teeth. So it's like, and at the foot of the bed,
that facial expression, Tom.
you know what? I think your imagination gave it to you. I think it did. At the foot of the bed is a flat-topped iron trunk sealed with a bulky padlock. And then there is additionally a stone door set in the western wall. So as people move into this room, Novakri, I'm going to grab you and move you in here. You see that basically, like right about here, there is a stone trunk, and right about here, there is a door into the other wall.
What do you hear? What do I hear?
I'm sorry. What do you hear?
Mhm.
You don't hear anything.
Okay. Who can open the trunk?
Is it locked?
Yes.
It is. There is a lock on it. Yes. So
nothing here.
if somebody wants to try to pick it, they can do a dex check or a sleight of hand check. If somebody has a knock spell that they want to use it, they can do that too.
Yeah. Bet you'd love that.
Well, so technically, I think somebody found a knock spell scroll. Yeah. Just saying.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely have a scroll of knock.
Yeah.
Did I take that?
Could be.
You found that after Loki stopped being part of this, so somebody has it. I know that.
Yeah, you found it when I don't know if I have it now absorbed into my spider abdomen or if Navakari has it.
I would have grabbed it.
Okay, then there you go.
All right. Well.
So,
Spell.
I hope that at some point you are able to cast spells in a wild shape, and that if that's the case, as a spider who has a spell absorbed into their abdomen, you just turn towards the door and go, and then it opens because you farted knock, because that's awesome.
It's kind of like a spider Care Bear stare.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys do? So there is indeed a locked trunk, and there is indeed a closet kind of thing.
Come on, guys. Zach, let's go.
I'll go ahead and do the knock on the trunk.
Well,
All right.
Not knock. Gotta read that spell all the way through. That thing has a loud fucking booming sound. Alerts like 300 feet around.
Yeah.
That's the knock part.
I will say that based upon where you are, so remember that it appears that this whole fortress has been carved into the stone. And so unless there is a room directly adjacent to you, there is a large amount of rock that's going to deaden any sound here at all. So if you were to close multiple doors behind you, there would be a far less devastating sound effect.
So only 100 feet worth of enemies are going to be charging at us. Got it.
What? You know what? Maybe or maybe not. You know, I maybe I want to kill you guys. Maybe I want to wait until I kill you later. I mean, who knows? Who knows what I want to do? But yeah,
we all know what you want to do.
All the things, all of them,
all at once.
Kill you later.
Yes.
Well, go open the. I mean, if we don't want to use the knock, then anybody can pick locks.
I can't.
I do, but not as a spider.
Oh,
I didn't think I was the only one.
Well, we didn't exactly know we were going to be encountering this, but
dungeons.
Wow. Nice.
Nope.
Dungeons.
What's in the other door?
Yeah. Well, I'll try opening this. We'll see what happens then. Open that right. Door to the west.
You open the western door, and
we're attacked by a spider.
It opens into a space that looks like it's been converted into a shrine. There is a 2-foot tall statue of Deep Dwera. which I'm not going to explain further unless somebody, wants to make a check.
History?
This 2 foot tall statue made of Charladrin appears to be some sort of like female Dwergar. It depicts a nude female Dwergar that has no facial features, but a spiked crown atop a bald head, and all around it, stacked on smaller shelves, are mind flayer skulls.
Nice.
If anybody wants to make a religion check or intelligence, if you just want to try for shits and gigs, you can try to do it. Just you're going to have to aim high. Novakri, you nailed it.
Cat barf.
Ziada, you missed it. Jennifer, you missed it. But you recognize the fact that at the bottom of the statue, is an iron key. That if you were to speak the name Deep Dwera, it would release. Like there are these sort of like folded bolts around it. The other thing that you recognize, Deep Dwera is a Dwergar deity that, with what you rolled with a 25, this is what I'll give you. Like aeons ago, certain factions of dwarven tribes and clans were forced down into the Underdark for reasons that you cannot explain or remember. But once there, they were subjected to the horrors and the evils of the Underdark, including the evils of the Mind Flayers, which are these like horrible octopoidal humanoid things that have incredible mind powers to control and contort the realities of individuals around them. And Deep Dwera for the Dwergar is this Dwergar female like slave that for some unknown reason developed like psionic abilities on par, if not better than the mind flayers that had enslaved them, and she rose up and challenged her people to do as well, and just crushed mind flayers. And she has stood as a beacon of hope for them. Now, Dwergar themselves are generally pretty evil and not nice people, but mind flayers are even worse. So take that as you will. However, this statue to her. Is it seems like in commemoration of what she did for all of Dwergar kind. And like I said, there is this key that appears to be locked underneath it that can be released if someone were to reach out and touch or speak or do whatever.
Well, since I'm the one that figured that out, I guess I'd be the one to reach and try to release it.
All right, great. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
+3. But don't fail.
+3. Oh, good.
So 19.
DC 18. Hold on, I gotta make sure. Okay, so you're going to take some damage, but you're not going to take as much as it was. So, where was these rolls before? You're going to take 10 damage. You're going to take 10 damage.
What kind of damage?
10 psychic damage. I don't know if you have a reduction of that, but you're going to take 10 psychic damage as this image of this like Dwergar priestess forces itself upon your mind, making you kind of like feel like penitence for what she and her kind has suffered. However, as that happens, the clasps release and the key falls to your hand.
I take 5 damage.
I had a feeling you had something.
Hey, Kalistar.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Oh wait, I have a question. I have a quick question because this is going to come into effect, or maybe it won't. In the room with the dragon with the lever that you guys saw, how like a pathway for how it would go about doing stuff to 10 towns. Did someone take the dragon figurine? Who did, and how are you keeping it?
Nope and no.
I was going to, but it was attached to the thing, right?
Well, it was attached to the thing the same way that, like, you could snap a Kit Kat in half. Like, you could take it off if you wanted.
Yeah, I'll definitely break it. I'm not touching it, like, directly, but wrap that thing up, break it. Break all their shit.
Okay.
Fuck these guys.
Yeah, no. Again, I'm just asking because there are clocks and maneuvers and stuff and things.
Yeah,
so
now they can't
that's
keep
all.
track of what their plan is. Idiots.
Well,
Fucking how we're
That's
gonna
fair.
send the
That's fair.
dragon.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. So now you guys have a key. You have a locked iron trunk, and what do you do?
Well, try the key in the lock.
Son of a bitch. All right. Well, you put the key in the lock, and it fits, and it goes. And as it opens, I have a couple questions. One, what's everybody doing?
I'm just keeping an eye out.
Waiting patiently on the ceiling.
Oh,
Okay,
you
only by the door.
All right, cool. As that happens, and as the trunk opens, you see that there are a series of like large dollar amount treasures that are in here. There's a pair of dwarven sandals carved out of obsidian worth 250 gold pieces. You see that there is a quilted smoking jacket, sized for a dwarf, and sewn with 50 gemstones worth 500 gold pieces. There is a malachite beard comb set with 7 red garnets worth 750 gold pieces. There's a hookah made of platinum and star sapphire worth 2,500 gold pieces.
I can't keep up with this.
And there is...
I'm
Is
taking
anybody keeping up with this or no?
200,
I-
500,
You lost me
750,
after, like, the
2,500.
250,
All right,
500,
wait.
750,
Everybody
2,500.
stop. Everybody talked at once. I'll say it again. There is a pair of sandals, 250 gold pieces. There is a smoking jacket, sized for a dwarf, 500 gold pieces. There is a beard comb, 750 gold pieces. There is a platinum hookah that's worth 2,500. That's 2,500 gold pieces. And a rolled up leather scroll with the following sequence of numbers written on it in Dwarvish. But you have someone who can translate this, so I'm going to give it to you. Tell me when someone's ready to write this down, because it's important.
I'm writing.
I'm writing.
All right. There are 8 sets of numbers, so I'm going to read across the first set of 4 and then the next set of 4, and then I'll repeat. First set, 1, 3, 6, space, 2, 5, 2, space, 9, 7, 5, space, 4, 3, 4. I'm going to go to the next line. 8, 2, 7, space, 5, 6, 3, space, 7, 1, 4, space, 2, 9, 9. Somebody read it back to me.
1, 3, 6, space, 2, 5, 2, space, 9, 7, 5, space, 4, 3, 4. Second line, 8, 2, 7, space, 5, 6, 3, space, 7, 1, 4, space, 2, 9, 9.
Okay. Couple things I got to talk about. First of all, awesome. You guys have that down. Great job. Second, It was awesome when two of you started repeating it back because it was like you guys were fucking drones and just saying it back to me. Third thing, as you guys lift this paper with this sequence of numbers out of this trunk,
Click.
you right click, and this green venomous gas starts to pour out of this trunk and starts to fill the room. And everybody needs to give me a Constitution saving throw. And we'll see you next week. Dun, dun, dun.
Even on the ceiling?
Everywhere in this room. But yeah, no, save it. Novakri, save it. No, don't fuck this up. Save it for next week.
I've already saved.
You sons of bitches. All right, if anybody else wants to roll it, roll it. God damn it, you bitches.
You said to make the save, so I rolled
I
it.
said, and then I said,
Make the save,
and we'll see you next
and we'll
week.
see
you
you
guys are
next
like,
week.
let's fucking roll it.
Shit, I should have rolled
All
a
right.
20. Sorry, guys.
So, all right, well, yeah. So
What a
apparently, everybody who rolled a 20 made the save. Everyone who didn't, didn't. However, even if you made the save, you're going to take some damage. So here we go. We're gonna go over here. We're going to do this, and we're going to go.
You'd think they wouldn't be so cavalier with their social security numbers like that.
They've got life lock.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody who saved takes 12 damage, and Ziada takes 24 points of poison damage, unless she has resistance or something to that.
No, I only take 6.
All right, fair enough.
No, I take 12 because, Tom's a bitch.
That's fine.
I'm a bitch, and you're gonna take my shit, baby doop. All right. Well, it's 11:30 on the dot, and we will pick this up next time. You guys have seen a pathway for a dragon. You know that there's potentially a dragon above you. Fortunately, unfortunately, you touch a statue, but also fortunately, unfortunately, you open up a chest with a lot of gold and resources. But who
And
knows?
numbers. And numbers mean usually neat things.
What you do know is that there seems to be some sort of ally or maybe regime or party that's within the fortress that may be willing to help you. But what you also know is one step wrong, whether it's traps or enemies, you guys, this could be the end of the Frostmaiden Trail. All right. Good stuff, everybody. I hope you've had fun, and we will pick up again next week.
Until that poison. Real quick, guys. Just for the items and stuff, I'm not keeping track of that money until we actually convert it into cash. Then I'll take it
wrote
and stuff.
everything down.
So once we do that, then
Yeah, I wrote it all down.
Yeah, I got it too.
yeah.
And all of this is right out of the book. So if you guys make a reference mark or whatever, and you're like, I forget what X was worth or what we got here is, I can go back and find out. So just keep me posted. All right.
Yep.
Thanks, Tom. Great job, as always.
Hey, man.
Cool.
Nope.
Thanks, Tom.
Listen, as long as everyone's having fun, I love running it. I love you guys having a good time with it. So we'll talk to y'all later. All right.
Cool. Ciao. Later, guys.
Ciao.
Later.